Probably pretty busy. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back here. It's been a
Back.
while.
It's been a
Back,
while. It's been a
we've
while.
been gone for a hot minute, right?
A hot minute, right?
It's
long,
been,
long time.
geez, I know, and we're gonna wrap it up here in 2023 with the Brick City Blockade holiday special. That's right, Santa's coming tonight.
Tonight.
Santa's
Santa's
coming
coming
tonight.
tonight.
As you can see on the scroll on the bottom, we're sharing some details with you. We got a whole lot of other good stuff with GUD. We got a Fan Expo Boston, Ahsoka, movies, music. We're gonna
it's technically this Christmas celebration is going to be talking about it's more of a Christmas / New Year's because we're going to kind of talk about the whole year, and then we'll talk about more Christmas towards the end, and then we'll talk about future stuff too, towards the end.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff planned coming up in 2024, and we want to be able to kind of talk about it with you guys as you start seeing more on social media, our presence, getting ready for Comic-Cons next year and panels and more episodes as well of the podcast.
Yes, please, and not like a long-ass hiatus.
If there's no other New Year's resolution, it's that.
Okay,
for more
how many episodes did we release this year? And
that's a great question.
Did we release any?
I'm sure Andrew's probably going to be tuning in and watching this and be like, "Oh, we released nothing over this last week." Yeah, Shaelyn, you want to guess?
I want to guess. I want to say 4, including
4.
4? I was going to say 3.
I'm going to say 4, but I'm going to say 4, including the panel that we did.
2.
And are you also including our Patreon episode that you and I did?
3. Yes, if we count
4.
that.
Well, how many do you think, Sean? You said how many, Shaelyn?
I said 4.
I said
depends on how you count. It depends on
I said 3.
Okay, there's 5.
Ah, darn it. I was closest.
There's 5.
Price is right rules.
Yep, because we have the Fan Expo YouTube video, which, by the way, thank you to everybody who's tuned in and has shared that out as well. We had a lot of people who tuned into the Fan Expo when that went live.
Yes, thank you.
And shared that out. So big shout out to y'all for sharing that out. Big shout out to Fan Expo Boston. I mean, Sean, we had such a good time. Like, they were so welcoming to us when we showed up. They're like, "What do you guys need?" And we're like, "Usually we're the ones providing everything for our panels. What do you mean? What can you do for us?"
I mean, why don't we just start talking about Fan Expo and experience? Like, I mean, might as well we get that in.
That was kind of the big thing this year too.
For the big thing for us personally for our podcast. I mean, luckily you got the passes for us easily and quickly. Like months in advance we got that, and then it crept on us quickly.
It did. I mean, I have to say, Reed Pop, when they originally ran Fan Expo Boston and all of the organizational side to the convention, you know, for years, you and I, Sean, we were trying to find a way to get into Fan Expo Boston, to get into Boston Comic-Con, just to even just hang out, you know, just get some press passes and go to panels and buy cool ass merch and, you know, hang around the convention hall.
Yeah, it was our first Fan Expo first convention since COVID.
That's right. And it felt like it too. Let's be honest here. Like, we were walking around and I was like, should I be wearing a mask right now? Like, it was hard because
at times, yes, but then it's been a few years now since COVID hit, and the restrictions are getting better and all that, but like,
yeah.
And
it was just, I mean, Fan Expo was fantastic about getting us the press passes. They gave us plenty of notice about our panels so that we could kind of plan out the things that we want to chat about. They were also really good about making sure that we had a really good experience. So I remember after we did our panel, which was fantastic. I love the audio quality and the video quality of our panel. It was well done.
Yeah.
Professionally recorded,
which, Sean, you and I know very well. Half the time, you know, if a convention posts our panel or something, it's very blurry video or Or we have to set up a
Yeah.
tripod and do the video ourselves.
Usually, yeah, most of the time. But I love having the professional stuff. I mean, we did that at in Exeter. So when we did the studio in Exeter High School with Doug.
That's right. Yeah, big shout out to Doug York, by the way. I know
Yes, thank you for.
I mean, just kind of as a reflection in 2023 as well. I mean, I have to give a big shout out to Doug. I know recently he had to close 9 North, his coffee shop, because
I did not hear about that.
Yeah, he wasn't getting enough business. But one of the things that Doug said, he's like, he still remembers the Brick City Blockade recordings. He still remembers back in high school when we did Reverb. And all that stuff.
Oh, no.
I know. Oh no!
Yeah. We watched that recently all together.
Yeah,
I know. Maybe we're gonna have to release that on the Brick City stream as like a throwback.
It's
thing.
on YouTube.
That's true. I know. That's true. I mean, the other thing too, and
it'd be hilarious. Like maybe next year we'll do like we watch ourselves, like doing a recap of ourselves.
Yeah.
A live recap of cringe-worthy videos that we were a part of.
We gotta embrace our cringe.
That's true. That's true. You do have to embrace the cringe. Sean, in terms of your experience with Fan Expo Boston compared to some of the other conventions,
it was my first Fan Expo too, and
I
mean, I wasn't there when you and Andrew went. That was because I was in the hospital at the time, right? Yeah,
that was right. Yep.
But like, it was an amazing experience doing Fan Expo, especially we got to meet Ahsoka, so it's actually exciting. That was one of the big hits after. So I mean, the whole experience was really cool. Just like seeing different artists, and like we got to talk to other people, reach out to other people, do some collabs maybe in the future. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, with the other thing we learned about Sean too during Fan Expo was that he really is a bucket hat guy.
Oh my god, I didn't know
he is a bucket.
Yes, because you never you said you didn't have any, and we found this Ahsoka bucket hat, and I was like, Sean, that's your hat.
Yeah,
and like, no, I don't like bucket hats. So I was like, you got to put it on, and then you put it on, and we were all like, yep, that's your look.
Yeah, I mean, especially when we went to the Deerfield Fair. That's where I got this bucket hat. And it's like, you know what? I need another one. But,
yeah, they look great on you. So
yeah, I mean, I haven't worn them. I've been wearing my beanies and stuff. It's been cold.
Yeah, because it's
but we're gonna be wearing that in the spring soon. So
that's right. That's right. So not to get off track, but to get off track.
We always get off track, so it doesn't matter.
It's just how it happens.
That's how it's baked into the cake.
Baked into the cake. I like that. Baked into the cake. The holiday cake, the fruit cake. It's baked into the fruit cake. That's what we say.
The cookie crumbles.
The cookie crumbles.
Free
cookies.
Okay. Anyways, your point is.
My point is, have you been wearing the Santa hat at work?
Funny thing, I'm actually gonna wear it tomorrow. Because you know that the Christmas swole thing I showed you guys?
Oh yeah.
My friend at work, she bought it for me, and I'm gonna wear it tomorrow because it's an ugly Christmas sweater. So it's like I'm gonna wear my hat. So I'll get a photo and send you guys.
Please do get a photo of it. We're gonna put it up on Brick City social media. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I was gonna show you the photo on the sweater, but you know we'll wait until we put it.
Save until that amazing juicy photo. That just get it out there.
The juicy photo.
It's a juicy photo. That's what we're gonna call it. Sean bringing the juice at Christmas time.
The soul.
Never mind. Anyway, so what was like your one big takeaway from Fan Expo Boston, Sean? Like, what was the one thing? I know meeting Ashley Eckstein's like a big thing in our panel, but I mean, I know I can say the relationships with all the different vendors that we met and like the amount of like people that we got to talk to, I think was one big thing. But what about for you?
That, but also I love just seeing everyone that comes to like just different people in costumes coming in, but also like just like I've seen so many people like meeting up, like friends meeting up there, and it was just cool to watch that. Like just like that's how people meet friends there too. Is like it's like you meet cool people there. Like what we did. That's like one of my big takeaways. The big fans coming together and talking about shit they like.
Yeah, that's true. What about you, Shaelyn?
It was my first Comic-Con ever.
Yeah.
Right, it was. Yeah.
I had never been to a Comic-Con before. So that was my first ever experience with a Comic-Con. Obviously, like we were just talking about, that it's like it was like sort of post-pandemic, but also kind of not really. And so that was a lot of people in one giant room. And the pinch points were pinchy, and it was very overstimulating, to be honest, at times. But it was kind of like all of the best parts of a craft fair. Like so many creative people and so many like obviously Artist Alley was my favorite spot because I just love the expression that fandom like brings, the inspiration that it brings. So yeah, all the creatives, all the merch that was available was really cool to look at, to sort through, especially like more vintage stuff, kind of like rare finds. That was fun. And obviously the panel was just a blast. And the cosplayers.
Yeah. Yep.
The one thing I did not like about is carrying all the bags that we had.
Oh my god,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
We gotta do that differently next time, because that was not a fun part. We had to carry our entire weekend bags with us the entire time. It sucked.
That's going to be very different this time. I don't know if both of you know this, but Fan Expo Boston just released that they're changing the location of Fan Expo Boston 2024 because the convention center is being worked on. Now, my questions are, and I would love to get into the city of Boston, like public hearings about what's going on with the convention center, but it sounds like to me that they're expanding the convention center to 5 floors and then going deeper with the convention hall for a reason.
Well,
I don't know if they're preparing for bigger conventions to come to Boston.
Weird, though, 'cause they only use like, I don't know, to be generous, I'd say like a third of that
they didn't
building.
even use,
because they had to like snake us all the way through the building before we even got to see anything, before we even got to security. Like you went through the doors, you got your like props tagged, and then you had to walk like a quarter mile.
I do hope they change that a little bit.
All the way through to get to the actual security to scan in. So that was really strange. And then when you go upstairs and stuff, it's like a weird liminal space. It's very airport vibes.
It is very airport.
But in like most of those rooms were freaking empty, like you only need so many rooms for panels and meet and greets and stuff like that. And obviously half the floor was sectioned off, so it was only half the floor. I mean, it was huge, don't get me wrong, but that space is already gigantic, and they were probably only using about, a third, maybe a half of it. We're being super duper generous, but it wasn't being used to that extent. So what else? Because I don't think that Fan Expo Boston is really, and I could be wrong here, I don't think that the fan conventions are, the Comic-Cons are what that space is being used for. So if they're expanding it for something else. Yeah, I would say.
Is it AnimeCon down there too? Do they use that area for that?
That's at the convention center. Yes. Yep, that's also at the convention center. So
I can't imagine that would be much bigger though, because a lot of the attendance at Comic-Con was anime fandom. It was definitely a decent subset of Comic-Con was anime.
the anime stuff. Yeah,
there was a lot of anime there that I noticed.
But they had like separate stuff, like even like the gaming con, whatever. I don't know what it's called, but it's like the same thing, but it's not just for gaming, and there's one for anime. So I'm sure they're smaller than Fan Expo, because Fan Expo is probably the biggest.
Here's what I would have liked to see, and what I would want to do differently if we go again, is I want to look at the calendar of events before we go. It, like you said, it really snuck up on us. It kind of was like, oh, it's this weekend. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta pack. And so I'd like to look through the calendar of events well in advance and kind of be like, okay, these are my top 3 things each day, and kind of plan with you and whoever else is coming, what we're going to see and when we're going to break up and when we're going to reconvene, stuff like that. I would also really like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if this is something that happens at Comic-Con or around Comic-Con, but it would be really cool if there were like social like mixers. Like if you're like a fan, like a Star Wars mixer or a Marvel mixer or like a pub crawl or something.
Pub crawl would be great.
That you can go out and you can actually like it's because we're all nerds and we all suck at social interaction. We all suck at making friends. Or at least I do. I speak for y'all, but for me, so it would be nice to have that like kind of forced almost environment of being like, hey, you all have self-identified as major fans of this thing. Go hang out in a room together. That would be nice. So you don't have to like approach somebody in the middle of the convention hall, which is terrifying. Unless they're wearing a costume, like then then you can kind of do that. But for people who aren't, it's just my stairs squeaky. Yeah.
And that's what's gonna make Fan Expo. Came off the tongue a little weird.
Fan Expo.
Exposed.
Montreal Expos. That's right.
Bring them back.
Yes, same thought. Oh, bring them back. Is it smudgy? Is my camera smudgy?
Camera is smudgy.
Oh, look at that. We're getting it cleaned up over here.
Sorry.
No, you can't help it. You
like
see
this?
it.
No,
No! Don't do that.
You made it worse.
No, you didn't make it worse. Fan Expo Boston 2024 is going to be at the Prudential Center Convention Center.
Is there a hotel closer to that?
The Prudential Center not only has its own,
where is that?
It's right next to Fenway Park.
Oh, okay.
That already.
I did a while ago.
Sorry. When he tells me stuff and it just like, okay, cool. I don't need that. You'll remember.
I don't know if that will work as well. I mean, depending when they have it with the parking down there, especially for Red Sox games down there.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't have it in a game.
I would do it probably.
They really have to pick an away game weekend for that.
Yeah, away game week.
Yeah. I don't know if they will. I don't know if they'll even consider that. But if anybody is thinking that far ahead to be like, oh, okay, if we're gonna do it right next to Fenway, the Sox better not be in town.
Yeah, they did that this past year where they had the Red Sox playing the Blue Jays. Remember they did Fan Expo night at Fenway Park?
Yeah,
I looked at the tickets for us for it.
Yeah.
I still wanted too much for it. Like it was way too expensive to get a bunch of people to go. But you're right. Like if they choose the one weekend in May or in April that the Red Sox play the Yankees for the first time in the season at Fenway.
Don't do that.
I don't know if we even know if we'd go at that point. That seems very dangerous and stressful.
And don't forget that also, also the Celtics are near there too. Not like near it, but like
that will be the postseason.
Well, the problem at that point then becomes hotel rooms because we all know that Comic-Cons suck all the hotel rooms out of a town. We experienced it when we were trying to go to New York City to visit his sister in October. There was a Comic-Con going on and it was like, you can't get a room. And when we were looking, it was like, oh shoot, that's Comic-Con weekend in New York City. So we didn't go to that, but we were in town at the same time. So it's one of those things too that I urge people who are listening or follow us or go to Fan Expo Boston as well, especially the HoloNet Martyrs, the other podcast, Star Wars podcast. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all you're doing as well in the podcasting world. I think us as podcasters who, according to the folks at Fan Expo, it sounds like we're a lock for next year. Like they would love to have us back.
Yeah.
They'd love to have us do a panel. But when it comes to the hotel rooms, there's so many different factors at play. Of course, we could stay across the way in Cambridge and then just walk over the bridge over to the Prudential Center. My whole thing would be though, is that carrying of luggage and everything else.
We'd have to get an extra day. I would say we
do all 3 days. We just did 2
nights. Yeah, we'd need to do 3. And then leave in the morning and like not even do the third day, like just like
Sunday morning
overnight. Yeah. So that way you can do 2 full days, like your arrival day and the next day, and then you sleep and then you go home. Because then like never let us carry bags around.
No,
that was a bad idea.
Yeah, it was.
Because even a weekend bag, because you get your toiletries and stuff, like it gets heavy. And like if we had laptops and stuff, like I packed as light as I physically could. I'm not kidding. I didn't have enough clothes and it was still super heavy.
Yeah.
So
bringing a car down, having it parked at the hotel, just paying the overnight fee and keeping the bags in the car that morning or whatever.
Yeah, that would be better instead of taking the bus down there.
Yeah.
That was necessary though. That was an external.
That was an external.
No, yeah, of course.
Our car is a Coke can.
Literal Coke can.
We have a was it 2007
Toyota
Yaris, bright red Toyota Yaris. That's the only car that we have that drives right now. And
I have no car luck, Sean. You know this. Yes. I have no luck with fucking cars.
It sucks.
Yes, I know that.
It's an old reliable. Like it has gotten us this far.
It has.
But
knock on wood.
But it's a Coke can. It's just
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. It would probably get us to Fan Expo to park and to to a hotel or whatever.
Yeah,
else.
and then you need to AAA it.
And then you need to AAA it back to New Hampshire. Go about that way. Now, the other thing with Fan Expo too, heading into 2024, which is super exciting, is we're going to be post SAG-AFTRA strikes now, which means I fully expect that they are going to go hardcore on the lineup for folks coming. And I mean, you're always going to get 3 to 4 cancellations, like that always happens.
Yeah.
These ones were for really good reasons in 2023 because folks were like, if I show up, I'm going to start talking shit about SAG and the anti, and union stuff. Like I'm going to show up and I'm going to show my support and I'm probably going to get myself in trouble. Now we're at a point where the union has struck the deal. We can find out more about projects. The questions that we can go to a panel with and actually ask.
Yeah, because we were on lockdown.
We could
there was no you just
couldn't ask questions.
No.
And they were when we saw
young Leia, what's her name?
Vivian.
Sorry,
Vivian. Sorry.
Her panel was fantastic.
It was great.
Yeah, but she had somebody up there with her, not only because she's a young actor, they want to keep her safe, but also because he was kind of moderating what people were able to ask. And did we get there were a couple of crowd questions, but they were all about like benign stuff.
What's your favorite?
Non-acting.
More about like her acting method, what she likes about acting, but like nothing about like her actual projects. Yeah. Which is unfortunate because I'm certain that she's excited to talk about those things. I would be.
Well, even at the Clone Wars panel, I mean, I had 20 different questions, Sean, about, what's coming up for Ashley. What are some things?
I mean, the only thing we could talk about is like what they worked on.
Right. Exactly. Like
even though they weren't on the strike because the voice actors, but
right. I think they just wanted to probably respect that
of course
standard that was set for the weekend.
I mean, I would too if I was them.
Yeah, you don't want to get in trouble. You don't want your studio turning around on you and saying, "Guess what? You don't have a job when you come back from Boston." You know what I mean? Like that's the last thing that they wanted. But I'll be curious to see what the lineup is. I mean, Rosario Dawson backed out from showing up. Hayden was late. Hayden might not have made it. They had to cancel his panel, which was on the night that we were staying over. And I was like, oh man, can we just stay and see Hayden talk about playing Vader? And
I mean, it was great to see the Clone Wars cast anyway. So, I mean, who knows? He might come back next year.
That would be my hope with that we see Hayden and Ewan together at Fan Expo Boston and do like an Anakin Obi-Wan panel. I think that would be absolutely incredible. But
Natalie Portman too.
Oh, well, you saw her recent comments, right?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's right. I commented.
Well, let's talk about that briefly because that's really important now that we're post SAG-AFTRA strikes and now that we have conventions that are going to start, laying out their plans for bringing folks in to the conventions. I mean, Natalie Portman at Fan Expo, she would have a lot to talk about. but I think that at the end of the day here too, is that, would she be on stage talking about, yeah, you know what, I got a call from Dave Filoni, or now that Dave has taken over the creative end of things,
or say I talked with Hayden and we have something in plan in the future. Who knows? I mean, Hayden said he wants to do more stuff with Anakin or maybe Darth Vader.
And how much of that is because of Dave Filoni?
Probably 80%.
Right. Well, I mean, he's not coming out and saying that.
Well, now he's the higher up, which
That's right. That's right. So, I mean, for you, Sean, what is like the one thing that you would like to see done at Fan Expo Boston 2024? I know Shaelyn kind of said, crowd control, or having like, beer pub crawls for different fandoms and like ways of getting together. But what are some things that you think Fan Expo could do better next time? Because at times I did feel like we were standing there and I was like, okay, there's this big gap between panels. You could be doing some more stuff here.
Yeah. I was going to say probably, like more like people, like Shaelyn felt, she said she was overwhelmed, and I think we need to just because it was the first one, but it was a lot of people. I think we need like a spread out more of the stuff, like especially moving on for a different convention for next year. I think that might help, especially for people, because a lot of times we also need like benches or some places to sit, because a lot of people were sitting on the floor.
Yeah, you noticed that. That was the first time, like,
especially that area, it was way too crowded. Like, because there's people going up the escalator and people going different,
and they didn't
going to the hall, well, the main event floor.
What escalator to take at different times? We're like, oh well, if we go up this escalator, it will take us to this panel room. Oh wait, no, we got to go 2 more rows down in order to get to that escalator.
I think they also need to like a better locate stuff where things are, like a better, like
Shaelyn just spread some stuff out too,
actually have a map where stuff goes.
Wow, yeah, like that's
not even like download this app for a map or whatever. Or
they did have that, but it didn't have the specific booths or the vendors or where those specific halls were where you had to go and see the panels.
Yeah, well, it'd be easier if it was online like that, because if something changes, it updates it.
Right.
Exactly. Instead of having a piece of paper, because that won't.
Yeah, they came over the intercom a lot. If you remember, like we were like walking through the convention hall and they're like, "Oh, so and so is going to be on the next 2 minutes," and it was like, "Oh, I'm already too late. Like I'm not going to get a spot in line to get a good seat for this panel."
Right.
The Clone Wars panel, that was the one we were ahead of the game. We're like, let's go get some food. Let's sit down, before we go into the panel or whatever else.
Was it the Clone Wars one, or was it the one that you went to see?
Oh no, that was
I split up with you guys because I went to see Ahsoka, Ashley.
We went to go see the Armor.
Yeah, not Katie.
Yes, I know. Yes. Oh my God, the name is. I'm losing it right now. Yeah, we kind of had a plan on how to go from
Emily Swallow.
Emily Swallow. That's
I
right.
had to look it up.
No, it's okay.
I was thinking of Katie, but
yeah, no,
she wasn't there.
Katie wasn't there.
No, was she there?
Katie who? Katie Sackhoff?
Yeah, she wasn't there, right?
I don't think she was. I think she might have originally been, but she had canceled.
Yeah,
I think they were going to have Bo-Katan and the Armor there. Like that was going to be their whole Mando focus was going to be around that.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had, and then we were eating, and I think it was the Emily Swallow panel, and we were in the middle of eating, and they said, "Oh, Emily's going to be on in 2 minutes," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
she was the panel itself. They started bringing people into the panel space in the main hall about 2 to 3 minutes early. But then we sat there and waited a good 8 to 10 minutes, right, Shaelyn? We waited like a while. So they need to figure out, and again, I just want to make something.
They also did that with getting photographs and autographs because they announced it, but then you wait.
And
like I went up there and I was at, I think it was like 4:30 or whatever. I went there. It's like, no, you're a little early. I was like 5 minutes early, but the line wasn't even ready yet. So I guess
right.
I mean, I guess this is how it was because I don't know. Well, it worked out in the end. So
it did, but they need to figure out. And again, we're not here to shit on Fan Expo.
No.
We loved our experience, but we're offering just some
minor
critique.
Minor critique, not updates.
There it is. Constructive criticism.
There we go.
That's the term. That's the term we want to talk about. So I'm excited for Fan Expo 2024. I think that it has potential to be something cool. It is a smaller space. It's about a third smaller than the convention hall for Fan Expo, which when you think about it, if they're only using 1/3 of the actual convention center, then this is going to feel pretty compact. Like it's going to,
we'll see how, we'll have to see how the layout will be in the future.
Yeah. I mean, I've been keeping on the website. I've been emailing the folks over at Fan Expo Boston just to be like, hey, hope you guys are having a great holiday season and whatever else. We look forward to being a part of 2024. Just send us the application when it comes time so that we can be a part of it and help promote it. Other than Fan Expo, I mean, there's just a lot of great stuff coming up in 2024, but sticking to our review of 2023, I think one of the other great things that came out of 2023 specifically was, and I just want to shout him out here. I know he's not joining us right now. Yeah. Maybe he'll watch it live at some point. But a big shout out to Andrew and his work with Commander Nerd there.
He's building up. He's building up.
He's building up, and we're really excited.
Just like we have been. We've been building up. He's doing the same thing. This is not a goodbye for him. He's still with us.
Not. Just because he's not here doesn't mean he's not going to be on episodes, folks. Andrew is such an intricate part of
Andrew, you're terminated. Sorry.
You're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired.
No,
but really great.
Keep doing what you do, Andrew. We love you, brother.
We love you, man. We love you so much, and hope you have a great holiday as well. We're always thinking about you here on the show, and every single day when we're sending reels and texting each other and whatever else. It's always an absolute joy for sure. And, I think the other thing too, Sean, as we're talking about 2023 is let's get into some of the stuff that came out in 2023.
Stuff that we experienced in 2023 too.
Yep. Absolutely. So my first thing, and we never really did like a full on recap of it, was Ahsoka. Ahsoka coming out. And what were your ultimate takeaways from Ahsoka as an entire series? I think it was a great tie-in to Rebels.
It was, yeah.
And Rosario did such a fantastic job of playing Ahsoka.
Yeah, I mean, for me as a big Ahsoka fan, as you guys know now, I mean, I loved the show. I mean, Ahsoka was Rosario Dawson was great. There was a few hit or misses here from the show. Like, I won't get much too in details of it. Maybe.
No, but please do. Please talk about those specific things. I'm actually curious.
Just a little bit of like lackluster of the writing, a little bit of just how it was tie in, but I'm not saying it was bad. It's some of the stuff was needed to be worked on, but everything else was great. Seeing Ezra back, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. And I mean, everyone who worked on it did great. I think yeah. I mean, what else came? Did Andor also come out this year? Or was that last year?
We got.
Did we talk about Andor
last year? We talked a little bit about Andor, but
yeah,
I mean, when you compare Ahsoka to
yeah, I was gonna do a little comparison, not a little, but I mean, I enjoyed both shows.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked Andor a little bit better, but like
Andor's a little bit more gritty. It was a little bit more of that Rogue One tone, right?
I wish Ahsoka had that a little bit more, a little more gritty. We do the gritty. No, I don't know. But like in terms of Ahsoka being a great show, I loved it. Like some stuff that was okay, but like I'm for a fan of Star Wars. I'm like, I'll give it a good pass if you want to watch something.
I have to agree.
But like you said, it was a good tie-in for Rebels and Clone Wars.
It was Rebels season 5 is what it was.
It was live action Rebels, basically.
Live action Rebels for sure.
And I know you freaked out when you saw Thrawn.
So here's where I stand on Thrawn right now. I did. I absolutely freaked out when I saw Thrawn. Absolutely freaked out when it was Lars Mikkelsen playing him, live action, the voice, everything. As they call him, Grand Admiral Elon Musk. That's what everybody calls him because they say he looks like Elon Musk. I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Kind of.
A little bit.
I'd rather have Thrawn than Elon Musk right now.
I would agree. I think Thrawn's a much better speaker. I think he's a much better he carries a room better than Elon Musk. All that Elon Musk wants to do is tell people to fuck off and throw things.
I don't see Thrawn tweeting about stuff.
Imagine if they did an edit of Elon Musk sitting in the chair telling people to fuck off and then made it Thrawn's face.
It'd be hilarious.
It'd be accurate.
Yeah.
So the more I think about Thrawn and Ahsoka, and yes, I freaked out. It seemed rushed.
That's what I'm saying. It was the writing that was
rushed. I felt like we could have had an introduction to Thrawn early on in the series, and then just did like the classic Star Wars movie cutaways that we had with Rogue One, and then with Andor, where we're following two different storylines, and we had the cutaways.
Well, they were trying to do that with what's his name? Not Bailiff. Is it Bailiff? What's his name?
Yeah. Balin.
Balin and I mean, it was kind of going back and forth with that, and then we jump into a Hera's little storyline. I mean, it was a little all over the place, but like
it did the job though. And I think the one character that really stood out is David Tennant playing Huang.
Mm.
Huang was like one of the best characters. And the moment he was starting to tell Ahsoka some of the Jedi stories, and he said, in a galaxy far, far away, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I was like, oh shit. Oh, that's where that comes from. This is what George has been trying to say all along, is that Star Wars is a Jedi's tale.
Mm-hmm.
And we finally got that. So there are parts of the writing that did some amazing things.
Oh, I'm not saying it was not all of it was bad, but like some parts, like you just said, were really good.
Right. But there were those spotty parts where I felt like, what was
like even a little bit of the Worlds Between Worlds writing was a little iffy.
Yes, I think some of the best stuff came between Anakin and young Ahsoka.
Yeah, that was
flashbacks. Yeah. That was like, okay, now you're tying in Rebels into Clone Wars. You're doing God's work right now by doing that. And that alone, to Star Wars fans, I would probably say, if we ran a Brick City Blockade poll and said, what was your favorite part of the first season of Ahsoka? I would say probably more than 60%.
Well, we know there's going to be a second season.
Of course. There should be. There should be.
You can't, and I don't know how they're gonna go on with Balin, who's the actor who passed away, but like they'll figure it out.
The way that they left him too, it seemed like he was going to go out on his own journey. So maybe they have previous cut stuff. maybe his journey was supposed to happen in the first season.
Maybe his will end, and then we'll get into now I can't think of her name.
I know who you're talking about. As you're looking her up, though, one of the things I just want to reiterate is that I bet if you put
Shin Hati.
That's right. If we put a poll out to Star Wars fans about their favorite part of the first season, more than 68% of people would say that it would be the Anakin and young Ahsoka scene.
Yeah.
From Clone Wars, because we're fresh coming off of the last season of Clone Wars. The last season of Rebels was a while ago, right? Like we're talking 3-4 years now since that last season. Clone Wars last season.
I mean, the last thing we got of them together was the Tales of the Jedi.
That's right.
And it was just a one episode thing with Ahsoka and her deal with the leading up to Order 66.
We needed a little bit more World Between Worlds. I mean, I think that would have been a great chance for Ezra to enter the World Between Worlds with Ahsoka again, just like in Rebels, just to have that moment. Maybe we get it in season 2. But I feel really bad for, I don't know how you feel about this, Sean, but I feel really bad for Sabine.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic actress. Did a wonderful job playing the role.
I think it was just the writing for her was not great. Like it could have been a lot better. It did not feel like she did not feel like Sabine, even though she was great as an actor, and it just didn't feel like Sabine at all. Ezra felt like Ezra.
Yes,
an older Ezra, but I don't know.
We didn't get the real Sabine in her Mandalorian armor with the blasters and the jetpack and the whole thing. We didn't get.
I think they rushed her for her to become a Force user or with a lightsaber, a Jedi. I think they a little bit rushed that. It was just kind of out of the blue for some people. I mean, sure, it kind of. I don't know if it was
training her and everything else. Yeah,
I mean, sure, but like, you could probably lead that up as like maybe towards the end of the season where they like actually talk about more of it and just say, "Hey, Sabine has she's trying to learn the Force that quickly."
Would have also made sense too, just hypothesizing around this, to introduce her to studying about the Force and, recognizing her Force powers, waiting for her to get back with Ezra, them coming back together to help try to stop Thrawn, and Ezra becomes the new tutor to.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd rather have Ezra.
Ahsoka had her own shit she had to deal with.
No, I know. I mean, well, that also because Ahsoka's training message is not the Jedi way, because she's a great Jedi now.
Yes.
So I think it would be better for Ezra to train again with Sabine,
knowing that Kanan started her training. Yeah. I mean, a lot of that could play out.
I don't think Ahsoka would do that. Like,
no,
I don't think she would train more. I mean, she's stubborn and all that, but
of course. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're critiquing Ahsoka. We love it, but it's all things that are going to be answered in a second season that will probably come back here on the show after the first episode of the second season.
And
they took care of that for us. Okay, great.
And we'll actually do a review instead of wait 2 months later, 3 months later. When did it end? September? October?
Something like that. Yeah. Something like that. Hey, Pastor Lutero. How's it going, my friend?
We're doing good. How are you doing?
Hey, happy holidays, my friend. Hopefully you got snug ready by the fire. It's good to see you. Welcome to the show. We've been talking about Ahsoka and all kinds of things. Hope everything's going well. Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna have to see come season 2. I mean, we also got news yesterday, kind of leaked into the news today. It was a late release that Andor season 2 will not happen in 2024. How do you feel about that? Do you think they're just waiting this out and they're going to wait till 2025?
Well, I think it's because of first of all with the writers strike, and I think they're still writing the second season.
Sure.
And then probably the shoots and all of that won't be probably till like midsummer, and then maybe get a January, February 2025 release date.
Yeah, 2025 is going to be an interesting year too, because we also have Acolyte, which is going to be 2025.
So I was going to say, I don't think we're going to get any really big Star Wars content this next year. So
Mandalorian we're waiting on the next season of Mandalorian.
We have other things to talk about too. Like,
there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Absolutely. I think the thing too is like, where there is a lack of Star Wars content coming up down the road. You notice the Star Wars show hasn't posted anything on YouTube in a very long time because they haven't had anything. But where that's missing, Sean, let's get into just some of the stuff that came out in 2023, other films, maybe some other stuff that we watched. To be honest with you, it seems like and Shaelyn and I were just talking about this when we were making dinner, is we're hitting an interesting stride again where movie theaters are really trying to get people back in seats.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's like a couple movies. There's a couple movies that I'm gonna go see soon. I don't know when, but like my friend Jake and I are gonna. We planned on, I don't know if it was going to happen. I'm going to do a double feature, go and see Godzilla -1, and then go see The Boy and the Heron.
Oh.
That'd be all Barbenheimer. Speaking of 2023 with movies, I think Barbenheimer was probably the biggest thing for movies. Like, Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Barbie and Oppenheimer, the Barbenheimer movement that happened, the movement that occurred was the one thing that the movie industry needed. It needed a moment like that.
I have not seen Oppenheimer yet, but I'm glad that it happened for movies. Like, Barbie had a big box office that weekend. Of course it's PG-13 versus R, and some people don't want to see, like, kids not going to go see Oppenheimer.
You'd be surprised. I heard some horror stories. I heard some horror stories about that. But yeah, no, you're right. People are going to go see Barbie. I have not seen a movie theater so packed to see Barbie.
Yeah, we went to
for a film in a long time.
Yeah,
when did you see it?
I saw it in Epping. That was. Did we see opening weekend, or did we see the weekend after? I honestly don't remember when we saw it, but it was packed when we went.
Yep. When Shaelyn and I went, it was pretty packed too.
Speaking also of movies that have impacted, I guess I have not seen it yet, but I know you guys went to see the Eras Tour film.
Yes.
And that, especially for a concert film, it's been Taylor's year this year.
It has absolutely been Taylor's year this year. And as somebody who, I love saying this to folks, they're like, oh, were you at Foxborough? Like, were you at Gillette Stadium? I'm like, yeah, but I wasn't in the stadium itself. But I could feel the electricity coming from the stadium. And it's so funny because no, go ahead, Sean.
No, good. No, I was going to say, it was such an unreal experience. I've already talked about this on our Patreon. Shaelyn and I talked about our experience to go and see Taylor Swift, but it was an amazing experience. I'm just going to say it again. It's one of the biggest concerts I will probably ever go to.
Yeah.
It was so packed.
Just being on the outside at the rooftop bar across the way, my dad and I, we were sitting there and we're looking into the top row of the stadium, and just the amount of roars I have never heard. I don't even think the Patriots bring that much of a roar. Especially this season, but even in their prime days, even in their prime days, Super Bowl Patriots, I don't think that they brought that much energy to that stadium that Taylor Swift.
I don't think sports have it in that. Like maybe closest thing I would probably talk to it. Probably the closest thing I'll think of is probably the World Cup bringing that much noise.
Yeah, right. But just from the outside,
in terms of probably in the States, probably not.
No. I can't say there's anything. Not even the Super Bowl. I mean, when you think about it, we have the Super Bowl coming up in February. You could have the two best teams in the NFL competing on that field, right? You could have a halftime show with Usher and the whole thing, right?
Yeah, we had Rihanna this year, and it wasn't as loud as the. And Rihanna's an amazing performer and all that, but she didn't bring that much. She brought all the energy. I'm just about that the audience did not bring the energy as like Swifties do.
That's what we're going to notice, I think, is that come the Super Bowl at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Taylor Swift will have brought more energy to Allegiant Stadium in 2023 than the Super Bowl will bring in 2024. The largest sporting event in the world. It will have brought more energy.
Second or third.
This is really? You think so?
The World Cup?
World Cup, I guess, is up there. Yeah, World Cup's probably the number one, right?
Yeah. And then probably, I think not badminton. Cricket's really big. Badminton. I meant to say cricket.
World Championship badminton.
I would love to see that, honestly.
Actually, let's pack. You know what, Sean? You and I are going to start the Major League Badminton. MLB. We
should join the 2024 Wiffle Ball League, which is the real thing.
Oh yeah. MLW. Yeah.
No,
I've thought about that.
We also have the Olympics coming up too next year.
That's true.
I don't know if that will bring that much energy either.
No.
I mean, other than football being there.
Yeah. And I think that's I think the experience that I had going back to the film outside of the stadium, I didn't understand really what was going on inside the stadium. I heard it from you. I heard it from Shaelyn. I heard it from my sister. I heard it from a bunch of people on social media about what that experience was like that night inside the stadium. Going to see the Eras Tour film.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, Sean.
Were people dancing? Did you guys dance?
No, we went to a late showing, so it was really us and another couple. It was actually
nice. Yeah. Like I've seen stuff on social media. It was both Taylor's film and Beyonce's film. Like people dancing and doing that. Beyonce also had a huge impact. I'm not doing it like.
Sure. No, that makes sense. But my mouth was agape when I saw, and I looked over at Shaelyn at one point. Shaelyn can attest to this. I looked over at you at one point and I said, "That's what was going on. That's how that show opened up."
Yeah.
But in the pouring fucking rain.
Yeah.
So it must have been even more spectacular because you got the raindrops, you got the lights reflecting off of that, you got the wristbands going.
As she said, it was the rainiest rain show that ever rained. And then she was back at Gillette this weekend. Yeah,
when the Chiefs came, and she said to Travis, "I love this place. This is where my show happened."
I mean, she said in the tour that Gillette was it was first of all her first rain show that happened back in 2010, I think 2008. I don't know whenever it was, but she loves playing at Gillette.
Yeah, I mean, it was her first stadium show too, right? Was Gillette back in whatever? Yeah, I think where she was wearing the Patriots jersey.
Yeah, was that her first?
I think I saw somewhere that Gillette was her first ever stadium that she did.
Shaelyn, fact check that.
Okay. She's quietly in the background, like Robin probably has it wrong. I'll just double check that, make sure it's okay. It's just so incredible. I was just sitting there and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I've always enjoyed Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Shaelyn is converting me.
It was Gillette.
It was Gillette. Was
it
her
was
first.
okay? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Shaelyn has converted me. Shaelyn has converted me.
Okay, when I go to your house, we're gonna do a Aerostar film watch.
Well, that's what Shaelyn said. When you come over, we're gonna rent it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't yet. I was gonna wait because I wanted to watch it with my sister again, but she hadn't had time, and I didn't want to buy $20 twice or 1989 twice.
Yeah, well, you know what's so funny is that I saw that comment on Twitter of people being like, I don't really want to buy it twice on Prime and get it for 30 days. Like I'll have it for 60 days then. I'm like, yeah, but I know from experience that I walk into Target every time, and Shaelyn's like, oh, that's a Taylor Swift album.
I just hope I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I hope she releases it on like Blu-ray.
What are the chances that it goes to some kind of streaming platform? I mean, there's been big talk that Paramount wants it, that Disney wants it.
Disney, I mean, she already had a deal with Disney with doing the sessions.
If Andrew Garrett,
but she has her concert films on Netflix as well. So
that's true. Isn't Reputation is coming off, right? One of them, or one of the films came off.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's about to come off. Okay.
Well, Reputation, right?
December 30th.
Last day is December 30th for Reputation, I think. So, I mean, Andrew Garish, if you're watching, if they do an Eras Tour Steelbook, you know Shaelyn's going to want one and Sean's going to want one.
Yeah, I mean, if that happens.
If they ever decide to do something like that. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But I was really impressed. I would put my Eras Tour in theater experience right up there, probably with the Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, yeah. I know you texted me. Why don't we just do like our top? You said top five. What was top five films of 2023?
Yeah,
movies that were released in 2023, right? Not
correct.
Movies that you watched in 2023.
Yeah, movies that released.
Yeah. So yeah, I was trying to think. I know Across the Spider-Verse is up there. Across the Spider-Verse, so that's one. Barbie is up there. That's two. I'm trying to think what else I watched in theaters. That's a thing.
I know that's so. I will include also Netflix or Paramount Plus or digital release only films that came out as well. Like I think that's more than fair because there were some that were exclusive to streaming platforms.
I mean, I'm going to look up 2023 movies.
I know I'm doing that too. I'm like, wait, which ones did I officially see?
No way.
I mean, definitely Into the Spider-Verse is my it's my number one.
I did watch freaking Super Mario. I did not like it.
I haven't seen Super Mario yet.
Yeah, that came out in 2023, right?
Yeah, that was a 2023.
Yeah. Yep. The only thing good about it was me personally, it was only Jack Black as Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the story was kind of but I don't even know what came out.
I know it's hard because it's like you're going through. Like there were some that I had on the background at different points.
Yeah.
When I was like,
oh, I did see. It was okay. I did see The Killer on Netflix.
Oh, did you like it?
Michael, it was decent. I wouldn't put it on my top 5, but it was decent enough.
Yep. I'm trying to think. Maybe I didn't even. This is horrible. I'm not sure that I saw 5 brand new films.
Brand new,
like 2023 releases.
Guardians, I guess. That was came out.
Yeah. I want to still see The Creator. That's
I have not seen that yet.
Yeah, that one looks good. It's very Rogue One. Like his style is just so incredible.
Cocaine Bear came out this year. I did see that, but I would not put it on my top. Did you enjoy
Cocaine Bear, Sean? Did you enjoy Cocaine Bear?
It was okay. Well, I went in there thinking it was a comedy, but did not laugh.
Yeah, I know. I think
everyone thought it was I thought it was gonna be a comedy, and I was expected to laugh, and it was like, oh.
It had the opposite reaction of Snakes on a Plane, where everybody's like, "Oh, this is a horror movie," and then you walk in, you're like, "Oh no, this thing's fucking hilarious." Never mind. Snakes on a Plane was a comedy film.
I'll put John Wick up there. I forgot John Wick came out.
John Wick.
So that's three. So John Wick, Across the Spider-Verse, Barbie. That's three. Yep. I'm just going through
Across the Spider-Verse.
I'll put it on the back burner for now. Dungeons & Dragons came out this year.
Did you watch Dungeons & Dragons?
I did. I liked it all. I liked it a lot. I'm putting it on the back burner because I don't know if it's up there for me yet.
Okay.
I'm just going
I feel like when I see Godzilla -1, it's going to be up there.
If I see it this week, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure your ratings will change by the time you see it too.
I've been watching the Monarch series.
What's
Apple.
The name of the series?
Monarch Legion of the Monarch series on Apple. It takes place two different timelines because it's the Monarch the Monarch Legion monsters, whatever they do. So
yeah. And
then it's like literally after like G-Day, Godzilla, after the 2014 movie. I like it. It's a good show so far. I mean, what else has been out this year? Guardians of the Galaxy. I still not seen the Little Mermaid. I keep forgetting about that.
Little Mermaids, yeah. Little Mermaid is up there for sure.
Elemental came out this year. I did not like that.
Which movie is that?
Elemental.
Yeah. You know what? We could have a whole conversation about Elemental because I feel the same way. We did watch that. Yeah, we did watch that one. We had thoughts about it at the end. We were very specific about our feelings at the end of it too.
Oh, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out this year.
I never saw TMNT.
Yeah, I would put that up there. It was really good.
It's the same style as animation wise as Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, I still need to see the last voyage of the Demeter.
Okay.
Did you see Blue Beetle?
I did not see Blue Beetle. It kind of turned me off. I was like,
Bottoms. I did watch Bottoms. That was fucking hilarious.
Which one is that?
The two girls that started Underground Fight Club. And they're trying to get the popular girls. It's hilarious. What's her name from the Bears in it? Ao. She's also in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as April.
Oh wow.
Ao Edebui, I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Yeah. We're gonna get these up on the Brick City Twitter, like the top fives, must watches, or
Oh yeah, she was also. I've not seen that, but she was also in Theater Camp that came out this year.
Oh,
so she was in a lot this year. Well, now I'm curious. I want to see the Oscars movies.
Oh, I know.
Oscars 24.
There were a lot of different.
Is that even out yet?
Oscars is not. Grammys is out.
The Grammys are. Oh wait, the Grammys are out or the Oscars?
The Grammys did their announcement of who was nominated for each spot.
Oh well, I'm actually curious for the Grammys though. Even though I don't care about the Grammys, I'm curious who's up there for the Grammys.
Yeah, for sure. Let's move into music because I know we're at the 1 hour mark. So
yeah,
we'll move into some music, talking about 2023 with music. Because there was a lot of
good music that came out. Why can't I get to the
Noah Khan stole the show with him? It's Noah Khan and Taylor Swift.
Noah Khan, yeah. SZA's up there.
SZA for sure.
Hold on, I want to see
Post Malone.
Yep. 2024 album of the year. Okay, here's the nominees. Okay, can I get to it first? Okay, we have. Okay, we have John Baptiste, World Music Radio.
Great year.
Oh, Boy Genius record, great album. I'm a huge Boy Genius fan, as I know. Miley Cyrus and Endless Summer Vacation.
Miley had a big year.
Lana Del Rey. Did you know that there's a tunnel under the Ocean Boulevard? Jesus, that's the longest title.
That's a huge ass title. Jeez.
Oh, Janelle Monáe. It's a Pleasure. That's a great album. I didn't know she was nominated. Olivia Rodrigo, Guts.
Of course, she had a great year too.
Midnight's Taylor Swift. We know that. SZA, SOS. Yeah. Oh, what? I just realized only John was the only male.
Yeah. Let's be honest here. Big year for female performers.
I mean, for me, honestly, I would love to see either SZA or Boy Genius to win. For album of the year, and then have Taylor Artist of the Year.
Yes. Yeah, I see what you're saying. The Artist of the Year would carry more to it than the Album of the Year.
Even though Midnight's came out 2023, it's eligible for the 2020. Sorry, it came out 2022, not 2023. Which is eligible for 2024 Grammys. Which is
what bothered me, that Noah Khan, his came out 2023, but it missed the cut.
The one thing that irks me about the Grammys, for especially new artists, they're not new artists. They're just artists that are recently popular.
Well, how much of that is TikTok? How much of that is popularity through?
Okay, if I go to the Grammys 2024, would it be new artists? That's new artists. Let's see.
That's new artists. Yeah, that's usually where you can find a lot of that stuff.
So we have Gracie Abrams. Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Fred Gibson.
Okay.
Is he even new?
Yeah, he's been around for a little bit. Maybe new.
That's not a new artist to me. If he's been around for a bit, a new artist is to me is someone that's been for like 2 or 3 years.
He's been around for 3 or 4 years and has a couple.
Like Noah Khan is a new artist, I think.
Yes, Noah Khan should be up for new artist. For
Ice
sure.
Spice, sure, she's new.
I guess, yeah.
Jelly Roll, I've known Jelly Roll for a while. I'm not a big fan of him, but he's
been around for a while, yeah.
Just because he's popular, he's not a new artist. Okay, like he's been around since 2003.
It's true. He's been in the country since
his first album came out in 2011. So don't give me that bullshit that he's a new artist.
Yeah. Well, that's
what
the Grammys are.
Coco Jones. Yeah, she's kind of new. I mean, kind of. See, Noah Khan's up there.
Okay.
See, Victoria Monet's not I like Victoria Monet. She's not a new artist. She's been around for a while. And the Warren,
it should go to Noah. I think that award should definitely go.
Same, agree. And then the War Treaty.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think
even though I don't give a shit about the Grammys, even though I do want some artists to win.
Yeah.
But
you want one specific artist to kind of sweep the network a little bit too, knowing that the rest of these people are kind of, you want it to be a SZA Taylor show.
Oh, Boy Genius,
or Boy Genius. How about those three? Those three specifically.
Yeah, and Noah.
So as we wrap up here, Sean, on our holiday special in terms of 2020,
we even talk. Why don't we just talk about a little bit of Christmas if it's all and stuff like
do that.
If you don't celebrate Christmas, that's okay. We can talk about a little holiday stuff, but we know we celebrate Christmas, so
yeah. Let's wrap it up with some holiday Christmas talk. I think 2023 has been kind of a tough year for a lot of folks.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been a tough year for families, for a lot of people. But one of the things that we always like to talk about on the podcast is, we like to talk about positive things. We like to talk about our experiences and everything. So, Sean, on this holiday season, what was your favorite Christmas gift or holiday gift that you received of all up to this point? Like, what was the one thing that you've received?
The one that always stuck out to me, and I always say when I think it was in 2000 when I lived in Danville. It was like 2002 or 2001, and I came down from the stairs and seeing like fucking Nintendo 64 from Santa Claus. my green Donkey Kong Nintendo 64. That was like one of the best memories of Christmas, like for a gift that I received. Like it always stuck out to me. Still have this N64, still works. So
it's amazing.
It's been, yeah. I mean, what about you?
I think mine has to be right around about the same time, 2001, 2002. You know, wasn't sure what I was going to get for Christmas that year. Things were tough. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Even at that age, I was like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I don't know what I want this year. Like, I'd be just happy with, you know, a new set of PJs than anything else. And as you get older, you kind of feel that way too. It's like, you know,
that's me. Just give me socks. I'm always socks money. That's fine. Like, I love socks. So
yeah, you do like socks. You're a socks guy. You're not Red Sox, but also you're a Sox guy.
I mean, can we not talk about the Red Sox, please?
No. We're gonna leave that out. But I came out of the bedroom. Dad had the Christmas tree all set up and everything, and of course we go over to the Christmas tree, and we have the German tradition is to find the pickle ornament. Pats, it's good to see you.
Yes.
We'll definitely catch up sometime. We'll
definitely.
Come down and see you.
Have a great day. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Pats. And I found the pickle on the tree for the first time. Mary was always the one that would find it, but I found it for the first time at that point. And I went under the tree, I grabbed this gift, and I opened it up, and I was like, wait, hold on a second here. This must be Mary's gift. This can't be mine. And I didn't know what to say at first, because in our house, Mary and I, you know, our parents had very basic cell phones. Mm-hmm. We had, you know, whatever else technology. We had like one computer in our bedroom that Mary and I would both play on, and whatever else at the time. And I opened it up, and there were laptops.
Oh, it was not a photo from the Christmas party?
No, it wasn't an embarrassing photo from the Christmas party. No, I was too young for that. But it was like little portable laptops that my dad went out and got for us. And I was like, what is this about? And he said, which I thought was great. He was like, well, you're not going to use these right away. And I'm like, well, because we're too young to use technology like that, right? Like we're too young to use that independently. He's like, but what you have is something that you can actually work on. So like for me specifically, like in school, that's when we started going from handwriting stuff to typing stuff.
Oh yeah.
Computers and everything, which was great. So it was really my own first piece of technology. Before I could even have a cell phone, my parents monitored us on the computers.
Yeah, I guess N64 is my first technology, I guess. Yeah, I guess so.
The one that we remember is our first piece of technology. And I remember I was like, oh, this must be for Mary. And then Mary opens up hers, and it's also a laptop, like a little tiny little notebook. And of course, she was too young at the time to actually use it. So when it was her time to go ahead and use it, it was there. So yeah, it was one of those things that I was like, how cool is this? I have my own little piece of technology for the first time. So it kind of sticks out to me, even to this day. But yeah, the holidays are always super special. We do Secret Santas. That's the big thing too, is doing like that. But is there a holiday tradition that you guys have at the me shows that has kind of carried over the years, or?
I guess getting opening pajamas on Christmas Eve. I mean, that's always what we've been doing. So
that's so cool. The pajamas thing, yeah.
Pajamas or whatever, sweats, whatever it is. What?
That's cool. Did you get right into them? Like that's the whole thing, is you wear them to bed?
That's all. That's what we did. So we kept that tradition.
Cool. That's really cool. Yeah, we usually watched Polar Express.
Yeah, I mean,
as a family.
Yeah, I mean, I think we used to do Charlie Brown Christmas, but I don't think we haven't done that like in a while. I mean, it's hard to now with all we don't know where to watch these movies now because they keep.
The time you have to buy them. Like
yeah, I can't even find where to watch The Grinch. We had to buy it.
We had such a hard time. We had to go into Freeform to watch it.
Yeah, I mean the ones I've watched so far this year, I didn't watch many. I watched Home Alone, Home Alone 2. I just watched Elf, and I did watch Muppets Christmas Carol.
That's coming. That's coming up. Muppets Christmas Carol. Sharon's favorite.
And was that another one? That might be it in terms of Christmas. Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to find Christmas movies that are available, without having to buy them now on streaming. I find that that's been a new thing, but
yeah, I mean, I don't really rewatch many newer Christmas movies that's out. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I might watch the Claus again. That
Claus is good.
One. I haven't watched it in a while.
You haven't watched it yet either.
Klaus, maybe. Yeah. I've seen it, but I haven't watched it again. I don't know if I will.
We watched it last year. Yeah. It's a modern classic. Yeah. It's a good one. But we'd love to hear from you guys on social media. Tomorrow I'll be posting the whole thing on Twitter under Brick City Blockade. What's your favorite holiday movie of all time? What's your favorite holiday tradition? So you guys can respond to that, of course, and share that out with everybody. We'd love to see what's going on there. Sean, as we wrap up 2023 in this holiday season, I would love to know, have you thought about your New Year's resolution? Have you thought about what's something you want to get done in 2024, or thinking about
there's I guess there's some goals. I don't know if I'll get it done, but I don't know if I finally get my license.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Maybe not move out, but find some apartment. I don't know.
Find a very special someone maybe in 2024.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. You leaned into psst, by the way, someone.
Yeah. Someone. Maybe for, how about you? I know you guys are waiting for something.
Oh, I know.
There's nothing going on next year.
Nothing going on next year whatsoever. No, we're not. Shaelyn and I are not getting married at all. No, that's not.
Wait, you're getting married?
Oh, wow. Yes, I know. 2024, September 29th, 2024. Shaelyn and I are tying the knot officially. We are getting married. I'm super, super excited. Sean, you knew from the day one when I started talking about Shaelyn.
Yes.
It was like signed, sealed, delivered.
Mm-hmm.
Signed, sealed, delivered. So.
Didn't dropped it off. I don't know what's going on.
A couple of times. I'm lucky she stuck around. Let's just say that.
I didn't know where I was trying to go with that joke. Didn't really land that well. So I'm tired.
No, it's okay. I mean, yeah, and I think my big thing for 2024, more podcast episodes, more conventions.
Yeah, I mean, especially as a podcast as a whole. Yes, that's what we need to do.
It's a big year.
Our goal: can we at least release 10 episodes this year?
Let's start with 10.
No, 12. We'll do one episode a month.
I think the goal was actually bi-weekly. I think we'll do 2 a month or whatever else. So that folks can see what's going on with the show and whatever else. So, yeah, I mean, we got a lot of fantastic things coming up. Tying the knot. Sean's gonna get his license, work towards it, find that special someone, Comic-Con, speed dating, or whatever else. If there's, Sean's a bachelor, guys. He's out there.
Yes, I am. That's all I could say.
That's all I could say. So, Sean, we've come to this time of the episode, of every episode that we do, and it's a very special. I got the Christmas tree behind me here. It's a very special time of the year. It's the most wonderful time.
I have a plant over there. It's not Christmas, but there's a plant over here.
There is a plant over there, yeah. Is it a cranberry plant? What is that?
I'm pointing right at whatever.
You growing stuff in your house? No, I'm just kidding.
Weed?
No,
it's
nobody
the
said
most
that.
Wonderful time. Okay, let's not keep singing before we copyrighted by anyone.
It's plug time here at the Brick City Blockade Podcast. Mr. Sean Michaud.
Was that a chop?
It was a watcha.
Watcha. You guys could follow me on Twitter. Karate. You guys follow me on Twitter, ShotWithShow1. Instagram, it's Zone Z, and get me on Facebook.
Awesome. You guys can follow me over on Twitter at X_Robin W Vogt. You guys can follow me over on Instagram at IG_ Robin W. Vogt. The Brick City Blockade, of course, can be followed all across social media at Real Fandom Talk on Twitter, Instagram, on Facebook. Make sure to check out more polls, more content, more things coming up down the road. And please make sure to check out our good friend, Mr. Steven Stanton, an AP5 Christmas album. He's dropped it finally. We've been waiting for that AP5 album. We've been sharing it across social media. So please make sure to follow our good friend Steven Stanton over on Twitter at Steven Stanton, Stephen Stanton. Does amazing work. We're very lucky to call him a friend of the podcast, and and to all of you who we didn't put out a lot this year, but you stuck around, you listened to our episodes, you shared out our content, and we're super grateful for all of you, and we hope you all have
even though we haven't released enough episodes, thanks you for sticking by us.
Let's just say we're so lucky to call you a part of the Brick City Blockade, the blockaders, the fandom here, the Real Fandom Talk family. And we really look forward to seeing you in 2024 and everything that's to come. Santa's coming tonight. Santa's coming tonight. Or on Sunday night. That's when Santa. Santa's coming tonight. Santa's coming tonight. Well, I watched that the other day.
Oh, that's what I need to watch.
Yeah, you gotta watch the SpongeBob Christmas special. That's right.
The good one.
The good one. Until next time, folks. Have a happy holiday. We will see you all. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Have a happy new year.
Happy New Year as well.
2024. Woo.
Here we go. Heading into 2024. We'll see you all very soon. Have a great evening. Have a great holiday.
Goodbye.